Good morning, everybody. This is Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I'm going to do a tiny little mandala, but I want to be able to use my big circle, whatever, compass, protractor, whatever this is called. My brain just is not working for that this morning. But what I've got, because I want to end up with like a 3.5-inch square mandala, I've cut that. This will be what I actually utilize to put in my book, but to be able to use this great big disc to find all my stuff, I'm going to mount this with a temporary adhesive into the center of this. So to find the center of my 6-inch square, I'm just going to draw from corner to corner. Okay, and then what I can do is, let me see, I'll just line the corners of the small square up with the lines for this, like so. And I'm just going to pop a little tiny piece of tape. If I thought I had some repositionable things. Let's see. These are glue dots, but I don't know if they're repositionable. All right, I'm going to put just a tiny glue dot, maybe, on each corner. And the larger square is just cardstock. And this square is watercolor paper because I want to use watercolor. Good morning, Teresa. I probably already said good morning, but it's really chilly here. So I'm still in my jammies and fluffy robe. All right. So we want to line these all up. Again, get my little corners lined up as good as I can get them here. There we go. And then what I'm going to do to just find my center, I'll line my ruler back up with my lines on the big square. And I'll just do like very light here. This is so I know where to, put my point down in when we get to that point. All right. So it's going to cross right there. So that's where I'll put my little pointy thing. All right. Now I'm going to get to put my angles on here. And there's like a little dot in the middle here with a little X for the side of the ruler here and up and down. And you just line that up. We can line it up any old where. Let's see. Put the dot on there. There we go. And I could actually line up the 0 with one of the angles. And then we're just going to choose what we want to do for our different, let's see. There we go. So I lined this circle up at 90 and the 0, 90 and the 0. So let's do separations of just 20. So we'll put a little line here and there. So we've got at 70, 50. So just, this is 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 and 10 and 10, and do that around. we're not going to use this line, so I'm just going to erase that like that, so I know I'm not using that one. This one we're going to use the 90. And when you in the next step, we're not going to go from one it's hard for me to share this and hold this in place. I shifted it. We're only going to go to the center part. So we won't be using this angle here. Ten, 10, 10, 10, and 10. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our ruler and we're going to go from these marks we just made just to our center line. And where I erased, that's one we're not going to use because this 10 degrees straddled that line. Morning, Mina and Melanie. So I'm going to line that up with my little X in the middle and then one of these lines. And I'm just going to go to the center out. Remember, we're skipping the angles in the that corner. And the reason we're not going all the way across is because they won't connect straight across. This one we are. I'm sitting here with a hat on because my head was really cold this morning. Plus, I've been out to feed the stray cats outside because I feel bad for them. I really should have sharpened my pencil. We're skipping that one. And don't beat yourself up if you're not dead on your line. It'll be okay. This one's going to have a lot of division on it. But you can choose how far the spacing for all of these. You can choose all of that. And this one we are going to do. All right. So in that way we can, I'm getting too warm now. This room is warmer than the front room because when we took all the paneling down, we added insulation to this room because this house was built in 1960 and it doesn't have any pink insulation in the walls because it's a brick house and we're in South Carolina and they didn't do that in the 60s. They just put that black, about that thick board on the outside between the framing and the brick. So anyway, all right, now that we've gotten this all done, we can just lift our little piece, or we should be able to. Oh, those were not repositionable dots. but that's okay. Watercolor paper is pretty strong. I was hoping to be able to reuse this, but it pulled on it. I was hoping to be able to do a mandala on here, a bigger one, but that's okay. It's just cardstock, right? So let's see if I can work these loose. Gentle light. There's 1, 2. That one pulled off on the other paper. All right. So ta-da, now we have this. Now we're going to switch from ruler and that pencil to this. And so now you just start. What on earth is going on here? We're just going to make some circles. So this looks like a good distance. So you put this little jibber jobber in the middle here. And when I'm doing these little ones, I find it easier to hold that in place and move the paper than to try to move this thingamabob. Okay. Then we're going to lift the pencil up and change the angle a little bit. Get this back in the center. Okay. Work this out a little bit more. Do another circle. And a little bit more. And that fills we're at the edge of our paper. So there we go. And that's how you get started. And let's see. All right. So now we're going to start doing the mandala. So what you do is you pick how you're going to do a mark. Like if you want to do a curved mark on a scrap piece of paper, get that motion in your hand. So say I want to make some marks like this. If you practice off to the side, then when you come in to do it on here, it's a lot smoother. So we have, let's see, if I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I have 18 segments. So I know I have something that can be divided by 3 and 2. So I can start that kind of motion. So if I do that kind of curve, and maybe in this section, I'm going to do my curve down and back up, and then let's skip 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Yeah. 2, 3, and then come down, go back up. 1, 2, 3, go down, back up. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. All right, and I'm back at the beginning. So now we'll practice this. Just doing a moon the other way. Then we'll just take and we'll come down and just repeat that same motion. And I'm doing this a little darker than I normally would, just so you guys can see it. And I hope, and we'll get it to erase as much as we can later. All right. So now I need to decide, what do I want to do? And I think I'm going to just do like a U between my points. So like we'll do from here to there and then turn. And you only do one mark at a time all the way around your circle. Don't try to do more than one. You will forget something. All right. So we got our mandala is starting. So now we need to decide what we want to do on our next time around here. And you could do all kinds of stuff. I'm thinking I will, in the groups of 3 triangles that we started with, group of 3, I'm going to come around and I'm just going to, in the middle of them, put a little mark for my eye to go to. And I'm going to go ahead and do that in each of the 3 sections. So pretend this is a pie wedge, and the section that's in the middle will get a little mark in the center of that. Like so. Okay. So now I'm going to do that mark like this again, but I'm going to go from here to the point. So like this. And we'll go around and do that. And by simply practicing the motion off to the side, you'll get better results. It's just something I've kind of picked up on and learned. I learned to do mandalas from Barb Owen. So now we're going to go the opposite way and connect these 2. That one's kind of saggy baggy. Let's try to erase it here. There we go. We're going to say that's good enough. We're going to go over all of our lines with a Sharpie in just a minute. All right, we got to finish filling in though. So let's see, what do we want to do on the next round? I'm thinking there's a line that comes out from the center of where we just brought those lines down. You see that line there that goes in between these 2 here and here? Let's go up to our next circle around, and we'll just go from here to halfway on here. So what you might want to do is go around and put a little mark that's at kind of the halfway on that line, like that, if you need to. I'm going to go down and just hit it. So from here, making sure, nope, it's here. Down to the center line there. Here to there. You could almost go where these 2 lines cross. Like so. That actually works good. See, I'll fix this one. And then we'll bring this to that line there. All right, and then we'll do the same, or maybe not. Let's think on this a minute. We want to add some interesting shapes. No, I'm going to do that. I'm going to come up like this. most important thing is to pick something and then go with it. All right. So then maybe at the top of this point here, we just want to make a circle in here. Just remember, it doesn't matter what you do, just pick something and do it. Okay. So it's coming together. Let's see, what do we want to do on the next one? I don't know. Thinking on it. All right, I'm going to go from this point here to this angle line, like so. Okay. And then we'll do that here. So I'm just going from the tip of this point to this angle line in an arch. And you just turn it around and do the same thing. All right, and I've been all the way around because I'm back to that. And that's how you know that you've done it all. All right, so now we need to I'm going to go in the opposite direction and do the same motion and just come up over this here. So we're going to start at the same point on each of these points and just arch up to that next circle line, the circle that goes around. Okay. And so now if we wanted to, let's see, if we look at this circle here and pretend we're eyeballing the center of the top of that, we'll just go up from the center of the circle to this line and do that around. All right, we've been all the way around. So now we can go in the opposite direction from the same starting point, but going up to that side, to the other side. And then I'm going to just finish my circle out over this circle. Go ahead and connect those two because we're going to be cutting this out and I only want a few of those tight angles to cut out. So if we close this in above the circle, and you'll be able to see all these lines when I start going over it with the marker, but I am going to leave some petally shapes on it. So let's grab a Sharpie. Let's see. I had to take that away from the cats. Let's see. Hopefully this isn't a dried up one. All right, so everywhere that we created a mark, we're going to go over it with Sharpie. Uh-oh. This one's pretty dry. Hang on. Oh. This is also Sharpie. It's just a different colored base. Cole, be good. You don't wanna. What? 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 You're too talky first thing this morning. And if you get off your line, off the pencil line, don't worry about it, because we're going to erase the pencil lines here in just a minute. We'll give the Sharpie a few minutes to dry real good. And if your lines start to, get buried, we're going to go back over the lines at the end anyway. If you did not want to have so many segments in your mandala, you just put your marks at the different angle points on the compass, I guess, or protractor, whatever that thing is. Go over the circles. All right, we're going to do this one here. Whoops. I probably shouldn't be trying to do this so early in the morning, but it's when I'm available. Okay, we've been all the way around, so now we can go this way. Your brain likes patterns, so that's why if you do it one step at a time, it really is easier. I'll look at chat here in a minute. I think I'm the only one awake at this hour. All right, so then all we've got left is this little mark here. Cole, why did you even come in from the bonus room? I'm almost done. I'll come let you back out there. All right, so there's my mandala. So now I need to erase all the pencil lines, but I can go let Cole out while we let that Sharpie set for just a sec. Yeah. Good morning, my little princess. Took my robe off. Now I need to put it back on. I haven't eaten any breakfast yet, so my body temperature's up and down, up and down. I need to eat breakfast, but that's going to wait. Okay. And I find that a white eraser or one of those that you can knead is the best thing. So I've got a white eraser on here, and I'm just going to erase all the pencil lines, all the visible pencil lines. And if they don't all come out, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's just a piece of paper. And I'm going to use watercolor to just kind of color my mandala in. And then my favorite part is the frosting, the icing on top, where you do all the decorating. But I'm going to add color first. And I'm going to use my this little set, Arteco. It's not really important to get them, past the last lines, but I wanted you guys to be able to see the whole shape of the mandala that I drew. Because we're going to cut this out to put it in our book. We won't do that today because, yeah, we're not going to get to all of that today. It's been a while since I did one of these, so I'm kind of out of practice and remembering everything I'm supposed to do. Let's see. I have a spray bottle that I could spray these watercolors with somewhere. Hang on. I should have took my water jug in there. Whoa. There we go. Get them kind of wetting up. There we go. I'll get some water to rinse in and a piece of paper towel. By then that Sharpie should be good and dry. You can use any watercolor, or you can color with anything that you have. You don't have to go out and buy a specific watercolor set or anything. And I'm just going to use the little water brush that came with it. I don't know that it's got any water in it, but all right. So pick a color and color in. Let's see. Let's do some of this cool purple. And maybe over here, mix it with this blue a little bit. And I'm going to color these in with this. This is a kind of cheapy and cheesy watercolor brush. It's got a fur loose on it. And you can layer your watercolor, Or if you want to just put on just a kind of the base with like this and let this dry real good, then you can bring in any colored pencil and add some shading to it. I'm going to work in different areas so that I'm not touching a wet area, so I won't get very much bleeding, I hope. All right, I'm going to use a different color and move a row away or two. Maybe come out. I mean, let's do those circles. Let's pick up some of that color and move it around a little bit because it's a little intense. Whoops. It is hard to do this with a little teeny piece of paper like this. It almost sounds like the trash truck is already out there. That's why I never understand why they say, don't put your trash out until 8 a.m. Well, you know what? Y'all pick it up before 8 a.m. So I put it out the night before so I don't have to do it in the cold. Strange. All right. Everybody must have fallen back asleep. Good morning to everybody that's watching. I see I got 7 watching, well 6, because it includes me. Got my paper wet. That was not smart. My drop paper got soaked. It's okay. It's just brown paper. I can put more down. So now we need to work in another area, but away from what we just did. And I was going to try to stick to fall colors, but man, I forgot all about that. I'm going to mix this up with this stuff that's on here. All right. Let's see. Let's do this one that's in between here. Scott got a really nice little trophy for being safety. Got a safety award. Got a little trophy for that yesterday. He keeps asking me what I want for Christmas, and I said the living room finished. Living room and dining room finished, so I can like sit in there, eat at the table, that kind of thing. That would be my favorite thing. And it wouldn't cost any money, just some time. So if you're watching, honey, that's what I really want for Christmas. You cannot come up here right now. No, you cannot come up here right now. 10 to 1, he's still going to land up here. Ooh, stuck my finger in there. This is just the base color. Because like I said, when the watercolor is dry, you can come back in with colored pencil add some shading, and then you get to do the frosting bits with gel pens, and that's my favorite. All right, I'm going to see if I can do that part around the purple pieces that I started with in the middle. Of course, I could wait. Oh, Pastry Queen is live right now. So if you like quilting, that's what she'll be working on this morning. She's still working on donation quilts, I think. Let's see. And I know I probably shouldn't say who else is live, but you know, mandalas aren't everybody's bag, and that's okay. I do appreciate anybody that shows up at this hour to watch me. I'm probably creating a shadow with all this stuff I've surrounded myself with. Let's see here. Whoa, let's take some of that off from there. Uh-oh, getting too much water over there. All right, let this dry a little bit. Should have stayed with just like the fall theme, but I can do another mandala. It's just paper, right? And I'm just trying to get this journal filled up. So I have the back side of the black page that I'm going to mount this on. So I could put another mandala there. And then I think we have just one more page after that. I really wanted to have the little journal done before December. And we need to work on our thankfulness journal on Wednesday. Tomorrow, and remember, you'll need a piece of recycled packaging plastic, the firm stuff, for that. I want to do another purple on here, just a purple. Let's get rid of some of this water. Let's do this purple here. Whoa, stop spinning. My son, they're going to be moving the facility he works at, so it's just down the street. He'll have maybe a 5-minute drive, 5 to 10-minute drive to get to work. His facility is moving right next door to the big Amazon warehouse, though. So that's going to be interesting getting in and out of there. He'll have to be extra careful because when people are late for Amazon, they drive like mad people. I think they get in trouble for being late. All. I think what I'm going to do is once I get the color on here, I'm going to stop, and then maybe another day I'll come on and add some colored pencil and start the frosting work with the gel pens, because this is going to be way too long. But color yours up any way you want, and then we'll add the additional stuff to it that really makes it pop another day. And that way that will give this watercolor time to really dry good. And I will be at about an hour for this one. I don't like my videos to go longer than an hour. Okay. Let's see. I just wanted to make sure the chat was still working. And we need one more color for up under here. I'm going to go for it. think I'm hearing the blasting furnaces too from the rebar plant. They are very loud at this time of day. They're even worse at night when they're in there at night, extruding rebar. It's real easy to make this tiny piece of paper spin, but you got to be able to turn it to get where you want to get. And you can color with anything you got. You can even just use graphite out of your number 2 pencil to add some interest. I've done that with Barb Owen. She's not Barb Owen though anymore. She married somebody else. I went looking for her mandala cards on Amazon and I didn't see them, so I didn't provide any links. But I have her cards for inspiration. You might could find a set over on Etsy that somebody's selling. Because I did a search on Amazon and they're not there anymore. At least I couldn't find them when I did a search. So I was going to make this. I had this grand theme that this was going to be in autumnal colors since it's going in the autumn journal. But my brain said no. I want to do purple and aqua. And so I just listened to my brain. I don't have to put this one in my autumn journal, but that was the intention. These watercolors are really nice. I like them. One more and then I'll sign off and let you guys get your day started. And I might pop over to Leanna's and watch some quilting. Because if you're new to my channel, you just don't know what you're going to find when you turn on, because my brain is kind of all over the place. I love to do just about any handiwork. And I'm not afraid to try new art forms. I just love art in all its many forms. I do enjoy the folks' art that do AI work, but for me, I just can't. I like to watch those videos where they turn people into birds and things like that. The weird stuff. So there is our mandala that we drew today. When we get together next time to do this more work on this, I'll do some colored pencil work, and then we'll do some the frosting, all the decorative marks with gel pen. But that's for an upcoming video. Thank you for joining me this morning. If you do a mandala, I would love to see it. If you're on Instagram or anything, just let me know. And I will see you guys later. Take care. Have a great day.